Hello and welcome to Sportsmile's Reader Awards for the 2016-17 season. We're here to reveal your European game of the season. Barney, there's been a lot of great games in Europe this season across the leagues and Champions League. What particular games stand out for you in this
Plenty of
category?
high-scoring games, but for me, the one that stands out above, head and shoulders above the rest, is the Barcelona comeback against PSG. You know, no one had ever done that, come from 4-0 down in the first leg deficit. If any club could, you thought it might be Barcelona, but it's still such a big task for them. And then, you know, when PSG got that goal, I think it was Cavani got that away goal at the Camp Nou. You thought they're dead and buried, but then to come back, Neymar just stood up to the plate, and then that goal from Sergi Roberto at the end, just you look at the great moments in Champions League history, and we're talking about the European game of the season here. For me, that is up there with one of the most amazing moments I've seen in football. You think of, it's obviously not, as in terms of importance, is not the level of the Champions League finals of 2005, 1999, or Manchester City's last gasp 2012 Premier League title win, but it's one of those football moments which is just incredible. You'll see that once in every 10 years or so. It was a sensational moment, sensational comeback from a fantastic team and a great strike force. Obviously, they fell short of their goals as a team for the whole season, but that moment will always stand out. It was incredible for me, and I think that's one of the best European games of all time, let alone this season.
Yeah, it was a great game, wasn't it? I think against a PSG team as well, obviously defending, not French champions anymore, defending French champions, and they entered that game at a decent unbeaten run and obviously won the first leg 4-0. They were very good in that first leg as well, weren't they? So there's some other games, an interesting couple involving Man City, when they beat Barcelona at home. That was a very good performance from them, wasn't it? The first game, Guardiola obviously welcomed his former team, and against Monaco as well in the first leg, obviously went out to Monaco in the return, but won 5-3 at home. And I think the game you have to mention as well, another one involving Barcelona, was the Clásico late in the season, Real Madrid 2, Barcelona 3. Messi getting his 500th Barcelona goal in the dying moments with an unbelievable finish. It was a perfect counter-attacking goal, wasn't it? Marcelo had been caught upfield, and I think the way it was played into Messi, you could sort of see him coming into it from about 10 yards away, and the way he bent it into the bottom corner was unbelievable. There's another couple of Spanish ones there. The Real Madrid Deportivo one, it was Deportivo 2-0 up, entering the latter stages. 2-1 up, sorry, entering the latter stages. Mariano and Sergio Ramos got a couple of goals. Actually moved Real Madrid 6 points clear and made it 35 games unbeaten, which was an important stage of the season. Any other games in there?
You look at Champions League group stages. Dortmund 8, Legia Warsaw 4. Legia Warsaw actually, quite surprisingly, make two appearances in this list. The 8-4 defeat, obviously, they'll probably want to forget that, conceding 8 goals, but 3-all against Real Madrid, one of the best results in the club's history. I think Real Madrid were 3-0 up, weren't they, or the other way around, and they came back from three goals down. So that's a fantastic result for them. I mean, the one I would say stands out as next to the 6-1 over PSG and the El Clasico, which are just fantastic moments that will stand the test of time, I think, is RB Leipzig 4, Bayern Munich 5, which is the most recent game, only happened earlier this month. And it's the battle between the top two in Bundesliga. Leipzig, the new kids on the block, only just promoted, fantastic season they've had. Everyone says they're the most hated club in the Bundesliga because they've come up with a lot of money through the ranks rather than any historical importance. But you can't argue with what they've done this season. They've been sensational. They've taken the Bundesliga by storm. Obviously, missed out to Bayern in the end, as you'd expect them to do. Bayern have got the prestige, they've got the history, they've got all the money, everything about that. But that game was really just an entertaining game between the top two. Bayern had already won the title, I think, by that point, and then it looked like Leipzig might get some bragging rights. They were 4-2 up until the closing stages, and then Bayern scored 3 goals just to knock the newcomers on the block down a couple of pegs again and prove that they are still the dominant force. A really entertaining game that was. So I wouldn't be surprised to see that one up amongst the top 3 as well.
Absolutely. There's also the Italian game in there, Fiorentina against Napoli from December. I think the Italian league probably well accepted. It's not exactly an expansive one with loads and loads of goals. Juventus won it this season, but Napoli and Fiorentina played that 3-3 draw there, and maybe that will sneak into top 3. Should we have a look, Barney? Yeah. See what's up there.
In third place, we've got Man City versus Monaco, 5-3 to Man City, 9.5%. Second place was the El Clasico, Real Madrid 2, Barcelona 3, where Messi scored that late goal. And first, as expected, Barcelona 6, PSG 1, 52.9% of the votes.
Yeah, I don't think that's too much of a surprise, is it, up there? It's a big score, isn't it? 52%, almost 53%. Got a couple of your game, the Leipzig game.
Yeah, Leipzig losing to Bayern 5-4, 5.8%, and then Madrid Deportivo just behind that in 5.6%. To be honest, that top four you can't really argue with. I think maybe I put Leipzig, Bayern the other way round to Man City, Monaco, but that Man City Monaco game was just a feast of attacking football. Really, it was both two sides who just only had thoughts to attack. Two bright, young, vibrant sides. There'll be a lot to come from them in the future. I think Monaco especially got so many good young players, and that even though they lost that game, they showed enough and did enough to ultimately get through. So they've got a bright future. No qualms with the top two whatsoever. I think that Real Madrid-Barcelona game was sensational. The ending to that was another moment that would just stay with you. Messi holding his shirt up at the end after scoring his 500th goal. You couldn't have writ that better for Lionel Messi. It was incredible, and in any other season that probably would have run away with it, but that Barcelona-PSG comeback victory was just mind-blowing. It was incredible.
Absolutely. So your European game of the season is Barcelona's historic win against PSG.